guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the 16th of March 2021. Excuse me. We're having a lovely, lovely day. It's gonna get hot today, I guarantee you. Yesterday it was pretty hot. We were out and then we had an afternoon shower. Just a quick passing thing. It rained, it quit, it rained, it quit. Then we got some mist, and then by evening, man, I'll tell you what, it was so cool here. It just turned out to be a nice evening. The kids and I went for a nice long hike at night. They like to truck all through the neighborhood, so that was pretty cool. Got a lot of you guys making nice comments on there. I'm really happy to see that. One of the comments was, would I want to raise my kids here, and that compared to the U.S., kind of asking if I was stuck here or something like that. No, this is 100% by choice, me being here. The kids are citizens, so if we had to go back, we could. Get my wife a visa. I think she's eligible now. And we could do that if we wanted to. I myself, on what I get, I would have to go back to work in order to afford private school in the States. I did it for my older kids. I think sometimes they forget the sacrifices that were made because of that, but it was half the pay. And here it's inexpensive, with this COVID crap. We didn't have the little ones in any kind of public school here. I've never sat in a public school class here. I ain't trying to dish them. But here's the deal. When my buddies' boys were going through high school, one of them was junior and the other one was just starting, I looked at their school books. What they had in their school books was the same stuff that we learned when I was in 5th grade. Another thing that gets me, ask a Filipino, a young one, older ones start wising up, but you ask a young one out of high school, even one in college, ask them a civics question. Ask them about they don't know because they don't teach it here. And anytime you don't know how your government operates, they can pull the wool over your eyes, which is being done all over the world, guys. So that's a shame. But my kids, we have a really fantastic tutor. She just got married. Sweet girl. She's got a nice guy. He's got to go back on the 22nd to his job in Arabia. We've kind of adopted her as a daughter. She's planning on riding the bus down on the weekends to keep tutoring our kids. The one thing I like about her, she listens. I ask her to teach these certain different things. She does it. I ask her to accelerate the learning. She does it. She's pushed them. That's what I want to see. Kids are a sponge, and you better keep pouring the water on. They'll keep soaking up more. And the other cool thing is she's really interested to learn new words. My job as a father, I teach my kids from morning till night. I had said one time before, the greatest thing for a man to do is to be a good father. Some woman got on there, oh yeah, well you're supposed to be a good husband first. Well, I put that as number 2, because you could be, as long as your wife and you are working together raising these kids, you're being a good husband, okay? But you're going to be with that wife your whole life, and when you're gone, all there's going to be is them children's and their memories and how you've molded them, how both of you have molded them into what they are. You put time in your kids, you're going to have good kids. You neglect your kids, you're going to have jailbirds, plain and simple. I've seen it too much in my lifetime. I've watched how kids work. I had lots of nieces and nephews and friends that had kids way before me, and I've watched them. And I try to learn from other folks. That's how we build. The first guy there didn't invent the airplane. He built on stuff that everybody else had done. And I was one even when I was young, though I didn't do it all the time, but I watched and listened to my elders. Mainly watched. You can tell people how to do something or do this or do that, and it kind of falls on a deaf ear, but when they see it, when you can set an example by something you do, that's the ticket, guys. That's what works. So, live your life. Like the good Lord says, don't put a light out and then put it under a basket. Leave it out there to shine on all, and that'll work out well for you. But we were doing a little laundry. I don't know why, but Grandma's here and my wife's here, and they decided to wash the clothes in a bucket on a rock, I call it. Upstairs, they're washing laundry in the bathroom. There's the machine right there. I don't get it. One thing about having a machine here too, when it comes to your Filipino, make sure you show them the soap. My wife, and she learned, but I watched her one time doing the washing machine. She didn't use it for 6 months, but I wasn't paying attention. She figured, hey, she's saying, how do you work the button? You figured it out. I had to. You know, that's just the way I am. That's the way I am with the kids too. So she looked at it, and then I was watching. It went through the 3 rinse cycles. I did mention that to her. Let it rinse 3 cycles. And I was watching on all these rinse cycles, just tons of bubbles coming out. And then I looked. She was filling that basin up with this soap that only takes this much in the little lid. It tells you right on there, so you have to watch that. And the other thing was I made the mistake of buying the, she likes fabric softener. I don't, never had a use for it. And she wants it, so this time I bought the thing with the fabric softener in the soap. And what does she do? She uses that soap and then the fabric softener on top, and too much. So you have to teach them and let them, show them the label. It's not me saying that; it's what it says on the Tide label. I've been a Tide guy for a long time. I don't like to use powdered soap in the machines; it just clogs them up. I remember when my house was. My drain got clogged. I had old terracotta drain. I wound up digging them up and putting 4-inch plastic drains in, but it got plugged up. So I got myself a snake, and when I was cleaning the dang thing out, you know what it was? It was like the laundry detergent. It just had hit the edge of the terracotta and just built up a ramp, and then other stuff got caught on that. But when I was pulling it out, it was just undissolved laundry detergent. So I don't use that here. I just don't. So we use the liquid, and you don't need a lot. My wife one time, she was doing the blankets, and she filled up the little basin. I wish they wouldn't make the basins so big. I guess that's for cheap stuff. We always buy a good brand. But she filled it up full, and when I went to bed, I had to throw the cover off. I had to get rid of the cover. It stunk so bad from this fabric softener. I don't like these chemical smells on anything. It's not a flower. It's a chemical. It's just like when I get a woman that's heavy with perfume. First thing I think of is either she's on her monthly or she's got the trots. And trying to cover it up. I don't like perfume on a woman. I just want to smell them clean. I want to smell clean. And I never was one too much on these women that are just full of makeup. They're nice to look at, don't get me wrong, but I had a buddy, and he used to bring his wife out. We'd have different parties and stuff, and she'd be all gussied up. And they would come dressed up real nice. He was a big red-bearded guy, part English, part Irish, big handsome fella, and his wife was pretty nice looking. And got to know him, and we were coon hunting, and one time he said, why don't you come over real early in the morning, bring your fox hounds, because he wanted to get into fox hunting, and he wanted to fox hunt around his house. So, okay. So I went in there for breakfast, and he was cooking breakfast, and his wife came out of the way his house was situated. The bedrooms were upstairs, and there was a living room, and then it went around a U-shaped into this monstrous kitchen. He had this big country kitchen. Used his dining room for storage. And she come walking in, and her face reminded me of when you stick your thumb in water for too long, if you're swimming for hours on end, and it gets that wrinkle. So that makeup was a cover to me, and so are smells. So that's just me though. I mean, and I've seen some beautiful girls with makeup on, and they're still pretty without it. But I always look at that with a jaundiced eye myself. But that's just me being goofy. Don't get too mad, guys. But I like doing the channel. I'm really glad you guys are responding to it. I know I get on. I had a lot of them. I get on the political stuff. But hey, it's what's on my mind. I shoot out what's on my mind. I have absolutely no script. I do have a whiteboard. Can't use it now. The boys used it to draw pictures, and they smashed the marker all to hell. I got to get another one. But I wing all this. I just think of stuff, and I do forget stuff. I'll put it in the next one. But I love doing it. I really love doing it. I like that I'm getting a lot of guys hitting me on the Facebook and the Messenger. I just talked to a fella here today, and he showed me a picture of his dog. He lives here. He's been here for since 2008, so he's looking at just about 13 years or so. And he showed me a picture of this beautiful Labrador, and I said, "Hey, man, I'd love to get one." He says, "Hey, my buddy raises them. Next time they whelp some, I'll let you know." And I'm like, "Great. That's what I'm looking for, a short-haired Labrador." And he said, "This is just a house dog. I'm looking for a house dog. I'm looking for a short-haired Labrador like my neighbor's got over here. Good size one. I want a big one. I don't like the real skinny, lanky ones like a setter. I want a good burly one with a big wide head. I want something that's going to live in the house with us. A pit bull too. I've had one live in the house with us, and then only go out when we go out, and like if the kids are out playing, kind of like a four-legged babysitter. Because I have seen here, this one fella posted a thing, and it was just kind of sad for him, but it was also a joyous occasion too, because the kids were out playing, and there was a ruckus, and he come running out, and the dog had chomped the snake. It didn't know how to fight a snake. It didn't get it at its head. It got it down, and it got bit, and the snake was dead, the dog was dead, and it was a really good size. This dog was a Labrador. I looked at it, I'm saying this thing was a good 60, 65 pounds, a nice burly dog for here, and this snake was way longer than the body of the thing, and plus it was big and meaty around, and kids didn't get bit. So, and they come out on the hot concrete to get in. That's why they got all these walls around these rivers. Snakes can't get up them, but I see if they don't keep the wood clear around these walls, the snakes climb up the trees and over the top. We had them in our attic at the other house, cobras. So you got to watch out for that when you're here. But it's nice getting to chat with a lot of you folks that are here already. I want you to pipe in on anything you can think of that you've run across in this country. Like I say, I wing it. I forget things sometimes, so I want to remember that, and I can come up with things that you guys want to hear. I'm really happy that the channel is starting to pick up. Sad thing is, I see a lot of channels that pick up. It's all crap, and clickbaits and stuff like that. There's one channel on there. He always puts this stuff about sex and all this stuff, and it's just clickbait. It's and that's what people are wanting to watch. And you look at the subscriber counts; it's huge. And I don't do that. What you see is what you get. I'm a family man. Always have been. I got this family here, and I thank the good Lord every day. My first family was robbed from me with the way the court system worked, and that was a real shame, just because the old lady got her panties in a bunch. So, my father, when the divorce was happening, I went to talk to him, and he loved her. I mean, he loved her, and I said, "Yeah, you know what she did? Her two buddies, both of them got divorced, and now she's running the bars with them. Stayed out the other night till 3 in the morning, and I was never a jealous type or anything. And you know what he told me? I feel bad for you, son. The fuse is lit. Get ready, because you're done for." And it was just a short matter of time. It was over. She just came up one day with her hands on her hips and says, "I want a divorce. Get out." So, that's and had the might of the government behind her. How can you defend against that? There's no defense against it. So, it's just a terrible thing. And then for some reason, she got a terrible, spiteful thing against me, and the whole deal was to keep me away from the kids. And she did it. She was successful. I'm estranged from my daughter, which is really sad. And my son, I talked to him, but I don't get too tough on him not talking, because I remember when I left home, I'd go a year without talking to my dad. So, and then one day he finally said, "Hey, I want to hear from you. I want you to come over more. I don't like that I don't." And then I woke up. Oh yeah, something, I didn't think of that. But it's happening to me. Same thing's happening to me. So I hear from him very, very rarely. Things are different here in this country. The way kids are raised, I truly think they're better off here. Just the way. Not too loud, guys, please. And they do. These kids mind. They mind pretty good. They do. They mind very well. Kids in general here mind really well. I do see some kids that are spoiled. It seems like something I've noticed in this country, and if you expats here have noticed this too. But when we're out and about, when we get out, you'll see a really big, obese kid that's 5 or 6, and he's stumbling around and pushing other people around, and everybody looks up to him like he's healthy, and that's what they say here. And man, I'm like, no. That kid's not healthy. We just ran across a thing here this morning. I was brushing my teeth, and a product that we've been buying that had no high fructose corn syrup in it. It did say sugar on there, and we've been buying it. And then today it was sitting there, and the label was sitting forward. So while I'm brushing, the shelf's this high, so it was sitting on that shelf. Guess what the ingredient was? High fructose corn syrup. And I was right in the middle of cooking, so I threw it all in garbage, guys. That's how much I worry about that. It's a trigger for some people to store fat. It tells your brain to store fat, like you're starving. And the sad thing is, in this country, I'm just starting to see so many, not just obese people, but young kids. There's a girl over here around the corner, cute little boy. But he's having a hard time walking. He's looks like he's around Geronimo's age, who can run and ride a bike and do all this stuff. And this poor kid is so obese, he's lumbering. And they think he looks good. They think they're happy with him. And this kid, his mother's real thin. And you look at you look at him, and it's wondering what the heck is going on. They're feeding him wrong. They're feeding him wrong. So. That's something to really watch out for if you come here. If you bring kids, or you're going to have kids here, you be careful of their diet. Your biggest job you have is raising those kids up right. So, one of the things you have to teach them in all things. I'm teaching my kids from morning till night. I'm not being domineering over them. I'm just giving them information, and if you make information fun, they want to learn. My daughter and I at breakfast, we always sit and eat together, say our prayers together, and we were having a chit-chat, and I mentioned hereditary, and she's, what does that mean? She's not afraid to ask. She just asked what. So I explained to her what heredity means. She didn't know. The teacher, I give the teacher words all the time that she didn't know, slang mostly. She just didn't know. You come here and you say, hey, I want to pop, or I want to, they don't know what you're talking about in the store. You have to say soft drink here. Most places, the eyes will glass over. But our teacher, we're teaching her a lot of new words. She's planning on, she said so, that she's going to come. She's going to come down south with us on the weekends to help tutor the kids. We'll find another one down there through the week, or a private school when this thing finally cracks open. I'm seeing that, I saw a big thing on Biden that, he declared himself king, that now, maybe we'll let you get a few people together for 4th of July. Hey, something? Holy cow, guys, the more and more you see of this, the more and more they're cooking these numbers, and they're pushing it again. So, I'm just not, you go back to my videos from last March, you'll see I didn't buy it from the beginning. I'm not buying it now. It just seems ridiculous to me. Just one of the things that really got me is this test that they're using. I think it's called the PCR test or something. The dude who invented the test said you don't even use that for diagnostic, because it could come up with, it's finding stuff in there. COVID is a cold, guys. It's a cold. It's a cold virus. So, just look to that. I don't know what to tell you on that. But the powers that be are cramming it down our throats, and I don't know. I bet you to me, why don't they pick a big area and close it off if they want to, and say, okay, we're not doing it. Oh, wait, they're doing that down in Florida. I forgot. I guess my idea, close them one area off and see how people do. Hey, wait, another thing. They're doing that in a lot of the red states, and the only place there's lots of trouble is in the blue states. Does anyone smell totalitarianism? Maybe. I'm not saying. I'm just questioning. So, look into this, guys. Use your own brain. The biggest thing with the schools now, they've taken over the minds of the children, and they're just doing terrible things to the children, and It just disheartens me. So now you got to pick up the slack. I don't have a problem with anybody homeschooling anymore. Homeschool your kids. I know it's tougher to socialize them that way, but homeschool them, guys. Don't trust these schools. I'd like to see them all defunded. Teachers don't want to go back. These teachers union, you know what I say? Fire them all. Get rid of them all. Reagan did it with the dang air traffic controllers. Fire them all, guys. Just get rid of them. I'd like to see them all start over. Same with Congress and the Senate. Fire them all. Let's start it over again. You know why? It's not working. It's dysfunctional. It's absolutely dysfunctional, these institutions right now. You know, every spring, what do you do to your house? You tear it all apart and you clean. You know, spring cleaning. Whatever happened to that? Did that go out of fashion all of a sudden? I'm not getting it, but don't mind me. I got I guess I'm a little bit of a rant. I got up, don't know why, but I got up this morning with the worst backache. It took me a while just to get going, walking up and down while it was still dark, hobbling around still. Dang, both feet are numb today. And it's not the disc pushing, it's the scar tissue swelled up for some reason. So maybe there's a rain coming, I don't know. I didn't watch the weather this morning. Can't get good signal on my phone, so that's the way she goes. And you can see some clouds over there, you know, they're working their way in. It seems like everything's coming from the southeast, or the southwest, I mean. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. But it's tacky right now. I'm just sitting here and I'm feeling myself getting steamy, and I'll be dripping sweat again today. So I'm without a shirt, guys, because I'm not washing 10 shirts at the end of the day from them being soaked with sweat. I mean, I actually take my shirts off here. Like when we went out the other day, I took my shirt off and I wrung it out, and I wrung it out just like I dipped it in water. That's what happens to me. So I'm gonna let you go. Don't forget to pray for each other, and mind your P's and Q's, like my mother used to say. See you guys.